So Ziganui, drawn barrier 2 here. That's Freedom in the inside gate. And that's Freedom coming up to the line now. Blue Carlu out behind the line with Wild and Proud. And Auckland Beauty, along with It's a Virtue, Red Viking, the Big Rig, Saturday Saga and Mazurka. It's a Virtue having its first run here for a new stable. Trained by John Rolfe at Canberra now. Was previously with the Jules Dismay stable. And It's a Virtue having his first run since Melbourne Cup Day last year. So here comes Blue Carlu, about to come up with the barrier blanket on. Wild and Proud's coming forward now for Sean Geimer. And Mazurka, the favourite, fixed odds 280, Ziganui 290. Super Tab, Mazurka $3, 360, Ziganui. The Big Rigs $6 fixed, 7.10 the tote. And they're the clear-cut top three, the three runners under double figure odds on fixed odds. And they're moving up pretty well. Here comes Mazurka for Matthew Carl. Auckland Beauty's about to get set with the Big Rig. And It's a Virtue and Blue Carlu, the only two out behind the line here. 1,400 metres ahead of them in the Hahn Super Dry Benchmark 65. So It's a Virtue and Blue Carlu, the two out behind the line. The Big Rig, the best backed here, 12s into 6s on fixed odds, and Red Viking, 61s into 15s. So Blue Carlu goes in. Thanks, Andrew. Sky Racing joining us for the fourth event of the day. That's Freedom's drawn the inside. Just waiting on the red light. Wild and Proud standing up well. Mazurka the favourite. Red light comes on. They're ready to go. Set now. Line looks pretty good. Blue Carlu may be on the move there. But they're ready to break now. And the gate's open, they're off and racing, and Blue Carlu missed the start by half a length, and It's a Virtue goes to the back. Mazurka showing plenty of pace with Auckland Beauty, and Wild and Proud's right up there, and that's Freedom running fourth the inside. A length and a half, the Ziganui, covered up by Saturday Saga, and Red Vikings 3 deep, 2 lengths further back, Blue Carlu. And dropping out to the tail there was It's a Virtue, and the Big Rig is second last. Auckland Beauty goes clear to lead by a length and a half to Mazurka. A length and a half, that's Freedom running third on the inside of Wild and Proud, and Red Viking first up from a spells going forward to fourth position, 3 deep. A length and a half to Ziganui, getting a nice run on the inside of Saturday Saga. 2 lengths the Big Rig from Blue Carlu, and It's a Virtue sees them all. Auckland Beauty is the leader and has showed good pace to lead by half a length to Mazurka. Goes up to join it now. 3 to that's Freedom, who's under pressure from Red Viking. Ziganui runs into it gamely on the inside, and further back to Saturday Saga. 2 to Blue Carlu, Wild and Proud, the Big Rig under pressure before the turn, and It's a Virtue's last of all. They're on the point of the corner. 400 to go. Auckland Beauty is the leader from Mazurka. Zigganui's brought to the middle of the track with its run. That's Freedom back towards the inside, and then came Red Viking and Saturday Saga, but Ziganui shot away down to the 200, a length in front of Auckland Beauty, who's battling on well. They're 3 in front of Mazurka. Red Viking, but it's Ziganui inside the 100. He gets away a length and a half in front of Auckland Beauty, who's very game in second placing, but Ziganui's a promising horse. One at a length and a half, Auckland Beauty. Red Viking, a big run for third from Blue Carlu. Then the Big Rig, followed by That's Freedom Gap. It's a Virtue, Saturday Saga. Mazurka dropped out of it, and Wild and Proud was the last one home. Ziganui, Brendan Ward riding for Keith Dryden here at Canberra. Gets up to win it from Auckland Beauty, and Red Viking, a big run first up from a spell after travelling wide. And Blue Carlu is there for fourth. So first number 5, Ziganui. Second was Auckland Beauty number 3, and third looked to be Red Viking number 4, with Blue Carlu prominent there for the fourth. So numbers appear to be 5, 3, 4 and 9, and they're in the frame there now. They've run 131.10 for the 1400 metres, and the last 640.50 And just wait on the margins to come to hand. Number 8 has run 5th. And that's Freedom. And number 6 has run 6th. The Big Rig. Made good ground from the back of the field, the Big Rig. But Ziganui, he's a promising type. That's his 3rd win at start number 6.
Big Ziganui too, good in race 5. He's first go on the heavy on a real heavy track, but look, I'm certain that the family, Keith Dryden's on his way down from the stand. We'll find out off him, but I'm certain that family are all a really good family of wet track horses, and all in Anui. This one by Zazu, hence the name, but gee, was good. He was back 3 pairs back the fence there, and all we've seen is 3 leaders win, and you can see how they overplay it. Auckland Beauty ridden a bit more positive today. He really made him jump and go and lead. He led Mazurka, and she boxed on really well today, Auckland Beauty, a sign that she's got probably a win in her soon, and a good effort from Red Viking from back in the field, ran on really well. So poor Mazurka, the bubble burst today. She'd been quite consistent before today, but just probably had enough by now. But Ziganui, he's a nice horse on the way up, this fellow. And we'll just grab quick Keith Dryden. I'm sure he'll be able to fill us in a little bit about this horse. Keith, that's his first gone on real heavy, but isn't this family a family of wet trackers?
Well, I couldn't tell you that, John. I just thought he might handle it, and it was a bit wet in Sydney the other day, and he seemed to get through it, so I was confident enough that he'd handle it. A bit of time between runs, but he probably had enough of it at the end, but I eased off him after the Sydney run and then just built him back up. So
nice future for this horse, Keith?
I think so, probably not this time in, but another 6 months we might see a horse that probably can win a race in town and, be a nice, I reckon, country cups horse around the littler places, the Cooma, the Bega, all those sort of places. I think they'll have some fun.
Yeah, it'd be hard to beat in those races. I'll make the drive down. But look, mate, the horses are going quite well. You've got Barksdale in the next.
Yeah, Barksdale in the next. I'm very happy with the way he's going. Yeah. I thought he'd be competitive in this race. I actually come to the race thinking Ziganui and him were my 2 best today. So hopefully he'll go well enough.
You're half right already, mate. Well done.
Thanks, mate.
There's Keith Dryden. We'll have a quick chat to Wardy. Mate, look, he got back a bit. We spoke to you pre-race. He got back a little bit. Did it worry you?
Not really, John. Good speed up in front. Yeah. Once I stoked it up, I kind of had my horse too soon. And once I hit the front, it half wandered on the heavy 10. It had enough by the line, but it was entitled to as well, Yeah.
Nice horse, Wardy, this horse.
Yeah, my word, it is. It just needs a bit of speed in the race, good tempo. First time over the heavy 10 and I got through it.
All right, mate, great work, well done.
Thanks, John.
There's Brendan Ward. He gets Ziganui home, and we had 3 leaders down. It was looking like a hard track to make ground on, but I guess they really ran out and run along there, Auckland Beauty and Mazurka, and set it up for Ziganui. He was too strong, but he's a nice horse on the way up, saying that. Good effort from Red Viking as well for 3rd. So 5.